Conine arriving Monday after the Marlins acquired him from the Orioles. The fans thrilled to have him back. Don't you remember? Jeff Conine was an original Florida Marlin. Take a look. This is the starting lineup on April 5th, 1993. The first game in franchise history. Only Benito Santiago and Conine are still active Major League Baseball players. Conine went 4 for 4 in that game, by the way. In this game on Monday, off of Tomooka, it's shallow. And Henry Mateo makes the catch. Juan Pierre with tags from third. Conine went 1 for 3 on Monday. 1-0 Marlins as Conine got the sac fly. Bottom 8, 3-2 Florida. Rocky Biddle against your pinch hitter Lenny Harris, who still can swing the magic stick. Vlad Guerrero the gun. Derek Lee rounding third. He slides in safely. Take another look. That's not Buddy Lee, that's Derek Lee, and he is pumped up, and Vlad can't believe it. Marlins go on to win their first 4-game sweep since '96, and they jump ahead of the Phillies in the wild card hunt. Phils are looking to tie the Marlins on top of the wild card race, hosting the Expos. Phils on day 15 at 27 games in 27 days. Coming into Tuesday's game, they were 4-10. So far, so bad. Javier Vasquez came into the game, 26 scoreless innings in a row. Not anymore. Meet Jim Tomei. Number 38, the most homers by a Philly since Mike Schmidt had 40 in '83. Phillies up 1-0. Top 8, Rael Cormier. Bags full, facing Brian Schneider. On the ground, Chase Utley. Nice double play. Cormier out of the jam for now. Next batter, Endy Chavez. Runners on second and third. That goes to second. Utley, his problem, well, he overthrows Tomei. So Cordero scores. 3-2 Expos. Utley feeling yucky. Utley another chance with the bags full. 2 out. Endy Chavez can't get there. Bases clear for a triple. So Utley ends up with a game-winning hit. All is well in Philly land for Utley. They win. They tie the Marlins for the top spot in the wild card. Great race there. 6 games hosting the Expos. Ace Kevin Millwood looking for his 14th win. The Phillies currently going on a stretch where they played 27 games in 27 days. And in day 16, 5-10 so far. 2 on for Will Cordero, 2-2 count. Millwood's pitch, I mean, that looks like strike 3. You're out of there, but the home plate ump, Alfonso Marquez, instead calls it ball 3, not strike 3. Larry Bowa not thrilled. Cordero next pitch takes advantage. Will Cordero, who was 1 for 14 against Millwood before that, home run. Cordero's 14th home run of the year. Millwood is disgusted. So is Larry Bowa. He comes out to talk to his pitcher. The home plate ump comes to break up the talk. Bowa has some words for Marquez. Marquez gives Bowa the hook. Bowa just sticking up for his pitcher. Tough call. Bowa's 6th ejection of the year. Yeah, he's fun to watch all right. First and third for Jim Tomei. Down the line that goes. Jimmy Rollins would score. We're tied at 3 on the RBI single by Tomei. You got to figure Jim Tomei is an MVP candidate, although no contest with Bonds around. Next batter, Pat Burrow. That's a rope, and that goes in the corner. Bobby Abreu had scored 4-3. Phil's on the double. Bottom 6, 7-3. Phil's running away with this Jim Tomei. He's been lifting. Jim Tomei, 3 for 4, 2 RBI. That is his 39th home run of this season. 8-3 the final. Phillies.
It's Montreal. You know, the Expos, they're 25th in the game when it comes to hitting home runs. They're down a run in the 4th. Will Cordero, not enough power to park that pitch. What about Todd Zeile? What about paying the electric bill? Power outage. This game was delayed by 72 minutes. Lights back on, game back on. We pick it up in the 6th. Again with Zeile. Boom, boom. Out go the lights, figuratively. Zeile's first homer as an Expo, and with that, he sets a record by homering with 11 different teams. Cards, Cubs, O's, Phils, Dodgers, Marlins, Rangers, Mets, Rockies, Yankees, and the Expos. He said afterwards, it beats the record of 4 errors in a game he held for a while. How about a double shot of Zeile? Last time he was in Puerto Rico 15 years ago for a wedding. He's still celebrating. So are the Spos. They win it 6-2.
First inning, Conine. Orlando Cabrera coming home with it. That didn't work. 2-run score. There would be 3 Expos errors in the first.
Just don't see a shortstop playing even slightly back, throw the ball to the plate. Usually go to a base to get 2 or whatever.
Tim, the candles are blowing out on Derek Lee's birthday cake. His 28th homer on his 28th birthday.
Very interesting. I didn't even ask how many times that happened.
5-0 Marlins, but you do have the rest of the night to research it. It would get worse with Penny at the plate. 9-0 Marlins. The Expos say we're going to put Vlad on the bench. Doesn't matter if he hasn't hit yet. Brad Penny gets Ron Callaway swinging. Expos pinch hit relief pitcher Joey Eischen in the fourth.
They pinch hit 2 pitchers in this game, and they both got hits, TJ Tucker and Eischen.
Top 6, Expos continue to sort of self-destruct. Hector Almonte throws a wild one past Guzman, and Conine scores. It was 10-0. They do have the 10-run rule in Puerto Rico, and the Marlins end up winning by 10, 14-4. All this travel to them, all the fact that they haven't really expanded their roster by much. Overmatched.
They are worn out.
They are.
And it's a miracle they're still as close as they are in this thing. And please, just give them 1 home next year and make it Washington, D.C. Of course, that's not going to happen.
That is not going to happen.
53 degrees on the turf in Puerto Rico. Don Troella said he drank a lot of water before the start. He's been roughed up by Montreal this year. ERA of about 8. But here, Vlad Guerrero goes 6-4-3. That's bottom 1, and that gets him out of a jam. Bottom 6, Marlins up 3-0, and that's the gas face to Orlando Cabrera. Jack McKeon called it his best outing of the second half. Florida wins 3-1.
Sammy Sosa bringing gifts to Hiram Hawthorne Stadium. There's
High toward right field, long run, Sammy. He can't get there. That's in safely. A run will score. The Sosa throw is cut off. It's a sliding double, and the Expos lead by a run.
That's why he's hitting over 500 with
bottom 3-1 out. Brad Wilkerson likes this. Mark Grudzielanek will like it better because he's going to run this thing down into Carlos Zambrano for the out. Great play, Grudzielanek. Top of the 4th, Cubs down 1-0. Zach Day facing Sammy Sosa, knocking the daylights out of Sammy Sosa. Second time this year Sosa was hit in the head. He stayed in the game. Meanwhile, she took another look at what happened there. Bottom 4, 2 out, none on. Carlos Zambrano getting Ron Callaway. Zambrano, 7 innings, 5 Ks, 2 earned runs. Top of the 6, 1 out, bags full. Cubs up only 2-1. Alex Gonzalez to third. Todd Zeile, great catch to save a few more runs. Cubs would leave the bags full. Bags full, tied at 2 in the 7th. Moises Alou. You know, 10 of the Cubs' 11 hits in this game went for singles. Zambrano and Grudzielanek would score. Cubs up 4-2. Alou 2 for 5, hitting .289. Take another look. Alou and the Cubs go on to the victory. The Expos under 500 for the first time all season.
Season high 10 over 500. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball hammered deep toward right. Don't know if the park will hold it. It won't. Macias hits a solo home run, and we've got a 1-run game now.
Cubs entered their game against the Expos in a tie with Houston for first in the Central. Livan Hernandez 3-0 at Hiram Bithorn Stadium this year in Puerto Rico, but Aramis Ramirez batting .556 in his career against Hernandez with a homer. Top of the 2nd, no score. What would happen? Let's play it out. Ramirez gets his bat on the ball. It is deep. Is it out? Well, give a glance at the sign on the wall. It reads home runs, but it should say home run. As Ramirez goes deep for his 22nd of the year, it's 2-0. We're just having fun. It's 3-0 in the 5th. Matt Clement dealing to Todd Zeile. Clement can be nasty. Clement no hits allowed through 5. To the 6th, things get very interesting. Cubs up 4-0. Your first batter, Brian Schneider. Clement loses him, walks him. He's the leadoff batter. Next batter, Henry Mateo. Oh, Clement walks him as well. Did I say Next batter, pinch hitter Jose Vidro. What's going on with Clement? He loads the bases, and he's gone, even with a no-hitter through 5 innings. Said Clement later, I didn't even know I had a no-no. Mark Guthrie comes on for the Cubs. Guthrie not much better. No control, walking Brad Wilkerson and forcing a run. It's now a 4-1 game as Schneider scores. Andy Chavez next. Guthrie, oh, don't even say it. Mateo scores 5 straight walks by the Cubs. Guthrie leaves as Dusty Baker turns to Dave Beers. His first pitch to Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera wasn't holding back. That's a base hit. First hit of the game for Montreal. Pinch runner Jamie Carroll scores. Wilkinson holds at third. So now it's 4-3 game after a Vlad Guerrero pop out. Beers strikes out Ron Callaway. Bases loaded, still 2 outs for Todd Zeile. Beers getting stronger as he goes along. So Beers works out of the jam and keeps the Cubs on top 4-3. To the 8th, Cubs in another tight jam. First and third, nobody out for the Expos, but Kyle Farnsworth strikes out Guerrero with a great slider. Next up, Ron Callaway. On the ground weakly to Farnsworth, who applies the tag. We got 2 out. Jose Macias, the last hope for the Expos in the 8th, second and third, 2 out.
Popped him up. Can you believe this job by the Cub pen? Alou can't make the play. 2 runs are going to
Yeah, believe it. 3 Cubs players let the pop-up drop in. The Expos took the lead. Baker couldn't believe his eyes. Expos go on to the victory. Face the Expos. Mark Pryor, unbelievable. Unbelievable since July 11th. As we flash back to that day, that was the day then Pryor and Marcus Giles had a huge collision. Back to Thursday, Pryor up in the 5th, but he's been pitching great since he got his head knocked. Pryor sends one deep to center. But Andy Chavez with a great grab against the wall, robbing Pryor of at least extra bases. Bottom 5, Expos up 1-0. Pryor gets Todd Zeal. Said, Pryor, I had good stuff, but I didn't pitch well. Huh? He gets Brian Schneider. Pryor 8 Ks in 5 2/3. Bottom 6 man on first for Tomooka. Great sack bunt. He gets that down. He nearly falls. Take another look how impressive this was. See? He did go 0 for 3, but that was impressive. Next batter, Brad Wilkerson. Wilkerson against Pryor. Wilkerson. Bat on it. Down the line that goes. That'll score Henry Mateo. Expos up 2-0. 1 for 5 was Wilkerson with that RBI. Top of the 9th now. Cubs down 3-2 man on second for Randall Simon. Simon grounds the second. Game over. Expos win it. Orlando Cabrera with 3 hits, so another costly loss for the Cubs. They can't afford too many of those.
It's a 4-4 game. Javier Vasquez. Danny Garcia, who earlier had homered in this puppy, to third. And watch the hustle by Garcia. No double play. Mets grab a 5-4 lead. Same score in the 8th. First and third, Andy Chavez. Valendia. That's pretty. Mets get a win, 5-4 in this thing. How about Jason Phillips' stretch? That'll hurt.
And how about Steve Traxel, one of the best pitchers in baseball over the last 2 years, 15-9.
Get into the alley. That's going to bounce on the turf and keep on rolling up against the fence. Guerrero comes up with the first hit of the game off Glavin for the Montreal club, and he stung that one. Who own this franchise? We talk about him. Line drive to left field and a base hit that drops in front of Timo Perez. So Vladdy is 2 for 2. They have faced each other a lot. Line to right field, head to the corner. Deep. Cedeno there leaps to the fence, can't get it. Here comes the run. Cabrera in the score, heading for third. Guerrero, he's there safely. Down the line. Head to the corner. It is gone. And Vladimir Guerrero, for the first time in his career, has hit for the cycle. Here at Electric Stadium in Montreal, he touches them all.
Big O, there's Mr. Consistent. Javi Lopez, by the way, would catch Maddox. First time in a regular season game since '98. Greg Maddux looking for win 15, bottom of the 4th. Maddox against Orlando Cabrera gets him swinging. That would end the inning. Let's go to the top of the 8th. Bases loaded. 2-1 Atlanta. Chipper Jones, a 2-run single. For Jones, his 101st RBI, 8 consecutive seasons with 100-plus RBIs. That ties a National League record. Bottom 9, Braves have the lead. Runners at the corners. Kent Merker against Brad Wilkerson. Look at this pitch. Sure looks like a strike. Called a ball. Merker and Bobby Cox can't believe the call. Next pitch, Wilkerson. Sack fly to right. That's going to score Jamie Carroll. Tie the game at 4. And Maddox will have to wait at least another game to get that record. Bottom 10, game still on the line. 6 of 9 Montreal hits in the games were for doubles. This time it's Cabrera with an RBI triple. Vlad Guerrero coming around to score the game winner. And the Expos come from behind to defeat Maddox and the Braves 5-4.
Ball Braves, Expos. Braves up 8-0, Javi Lopez. Number 41 for Javi, 40th as a catcher. He's now 1 behind Todd Hundley's Major League record. Top of the 5th, speaking of home runs, Mike Hampton proving less is more. His 2nd home run, but he is a pitcher. On the mound, he allowed 3 hits in 5 innings, winning his 14th. But here's the real fireworks. Happened in the 7th. Montreal skipper Frank Robinson removing free agent to be Vlad Guerrero from the game. Perhaps Guerrero's last game in Montreal. The crowd loves Vlad, but they don't like Frank's decision.
I've heard the fans booing before. I've been booed before. But there's a reason. And they didn't have a reason tonight. They didn't have one reason tonight to boo. This club has played their butts off of these fans up here the last 2 years, and they have no reason to boo. If they wanted to see Guerrero play more, they should come out here more often.
You know, the fans have a point. The Expos lost. Fans not thrilled with Frank Robinson. I mean, who knows if Guerrero will be back?
Calling their last game together, and in their honor, the Mets using the vintage telecast look. Now, if they could just get a vintage performance from Tom Glavine. Jose Vidro solo shot. He was just 7 for 35 against Glavine coming in, raising that, going out. Top 4, bases loaded. Here's Murph with Vidro against Glavine again.
Fly ball into the air to deep left field. Way back. Will it be playable? Probably not. And it's gone. A grand slam home run.
Vidro's second multi-home run game of the season. Both came at Shea, and the Expos get the win.
Friday, the Expos voted not to return to San Juan in 2003. Saturday, they had to play at Shea Stadium. No recalls allowed. Bottom 8 tied at 3. Timo Perez down the line. Prentice Redmond sent home, but Prentice does not always make perfect. The throw is pretty perfect, though. Extra token. Gets you extra innings. Top of the 10th, former Cardinal, Cub, Cardinal, Oriole, Philly, Dodger, Ranger, Dodger, Marlin, Ranger, Met, Rocky, and Yankee. Todd Zeile. The home run to left center off Mike Stanton. Expos win it 4-3. Zeil's 5th home run with the Spos. Rocky Biddle picks up his 32nd save. Levon Hernandez goes 8 innings, strikes out 9, but allows 10 hits and gets a no decision. The Expos still mathematically alive for the wild card, 6 back of the Phils, but it's the Mets' 7th straight loss, and they are not going to make the playoffs.
Home field is stake for the Braves, taking on the Expos. Shane Reynolds against Brian Schneider. O'Shane, comebacker Shane. To Furcal for 1, and here comes Furcal unleashing the gun home, and he gets Will Cordero. Stitcher Garden variety double play. Bottom 8, we're scoreless. Furcal to plate against Javier Vasquez. Mark DeRosa comes homeward. Braves up 1-0. Still bottom 8, here's Gary Sheffield. Furcal's going to score with ease. Marcus Giles headed to third. And the Braves have a 2-0 lead. Giles in there safely. Now, when he's healthy, Braves have a lead in the 9th inning, almost as automatic as Gagne. Here comes Smoltz, looking for his 100th save in the past 2 seasons. Gets Schneider swinging. Ron Callaway brings the Big Bertha up there, but can't make contact. And here's Brad Wilkerson. Smoltz said afterward, oh man, I needed that. His first save since August 23rd, 45th of the year. Braves win 2-0.
Giants for the NL's best record, needing a win over the Expos. But I'll give you 5 reasons why the Braves shouldn't want home field advantage. They have the best road batting average in the NL. No sellouts in the 2002 playoffs. Marcus Giles, 347 he hits on the road. Number 2, best road mark in the NL the Braves have. And number 1, they lost to the Giants last year, first round, with a home field. Bottom 1, no score. Zach Day facing Gary Sheffield. That's going in the gap. Sheff 1 for 3, 2 RBIs, hitting .328 for Colwood's score. It's 3-0 Braves in the 4th. Ortiz at the plate facing Day. Ortiz popped up. Brad Wilkerson charging, coming in, and, well, good effort. Mark DeRosa scores 4-0 Braves. Later in the inning, Claudio Vargas facing Sheff with the bags full. Sky high. Ron Callaway. Yeah, time to see an eye doctor, I think. 3rd error for him in the field. Russ Ortiz wins his 21st. Peter Gammons, is he the favorite to win the Cy Young in the NL?
Win at this point. Taking on the Expos. Back in 1978, Pete Rose gave away 9 Jeeps. Barry Larkin did it again.
He told me he was here for 18 years of never saying no. Tossed me the keys. Buckle me.
2 outs in the first. That was clubhouse attendant Rick Stowe. Barry Larkin gave him a new Mercedes. Nice. Probably about as good as 9 Jeeps, really. Brad Wilkerson, 19th home run Expos, win 5-1.